Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. These words, spoken by the ancient sage Lao Tzu, echo through the centuries, carrying a profound truth about the nature of love and its power to transform us. But what if the person we most need to love, to truly embrace with unwavering acceptance, is ourselves? What if the courage we seek, the strength we yearn for, lies not in the approval of others, but in the depths of our own hearts? This is a question that has puzzled philosophers and spiritual seekers for ages. And it's a question that we'll explore together today through the lens of Taoism, an ancient Chinese philosophy that offers profound insights into the art of living in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. Join me as we embark on this exploration of self-love, guided by the wisdom of Lao Tzu and the principles of Taoism. Together, we'll discover how to nurture the most important relationship we'll ever have, the relationship with ourselves. To begin our journey, let's first acquaint ourselves with the enigmatic figure of Lao Tzu and the philosophy he gifted to the world, Taoism. Lao Tzu, whose name translates to Old Master, is believed to have lived in ancient China during the 6th century BC. He is credited as the author of the Tao Te Ching, a foundational text of Taoism, filled with profound wisdom and poetic verses that continue to inspire and enlighten people across cultures and generations. Taoism, at its core, is a philosophy of living in accordance with the Tao, often translated as the Way. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things, the importance of balance and harmony, and the power of living in alignment with the natural flow of the universe. Within this framework of harmony and acceptance, we'll discover the seeds of unconditional self-love. 1. Understanding unconditional love. Now, let's turn our attention to the heart of our exploration, unconditional love. What does it truly mean to love ourselves unconditionally? Imagine a love that flows freely without limitations or constraints. A love that doesn't depend on our achievements, our appearance, or our perceived worthiness. This is the essence of unconditional love, a love that embraces the totality of our being, flaws and all. It's a love that whispers, "You are enough," simply because you exist. It doesn't demand that we change or improve to be deserving of love. Instead, it celebrates the unique and beautiful essence that resides within each of us. This kind of love is a powerful catalyst for transformation. When we truly love and accept ourselves, we create a fertile ground for personal growth. We're no longer held back by self-doubt or the fear of failure. Instead, we're free to explore our potential, to take risks, and to embrace the fullness of life. Unconditional self-love also ripples outwards, influencing our relationships with others. When we're secure in our own worth, we're less likely to seek validation from external sources. We can approach relationships with openness and authenticity, offering love freely without the need for control or possessiveness. But let's be honest, the path to unconditional self-love is rarely smooth. We live in a world that often bombards us with messages of inadequacy. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, striving for an elusive ideal of perfection. The pressure to achieve, to conform, to fit in, can create a harsh inner critic that relentlessly judges and condemns us. This inner critic can be a formidable obstacle on our journey to self-love. It whispers doubts in our ears, magnifies our flaws, and undermines our confidence. And yet, it is precisely in the face of these challenges that the practice of unconditional self-love becomes most crucial. It's easy to love ourselves when we feel successful, attractive, or accomplished. But the true test of self-love lies in our ability to embrace ourselves even when we feel broken, lost, or unworthy. This is where the wisdom of Taoism can offer profound guidance. It teaches us to find beauty in imperfection, to embrace the natural ebb and flow of life, and to cultivate a compassionate understanding of ourselves and our human experience. 2. Taoist principles of self-love. Taoism, with its profound wisdom, offers us a roadmap to navigate the complexities of self-love. Let's explore some of its key principles and see how they can guide us towards a deeper acceptance of ourselves. One of the core concepts in Taoism is Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. Now, this doesn't mean we should simply sit passively and do nothing. Rather, Wu Wei encourages us to act in harmony with the natural flow of life, to move with ease and grace, rather than forcing or striving. Think of a river flowing towards the ocean. It doesn't struggle or fight against its course. It simply follows the path of least resistance, adapting to the curves and contours of the landscape. Similarly, when we embrace Wu Wei in our lives, we release the need to control and manipulate. We learn to trust the wisdom of the Tao, allowing things to unfold naturally. In the context of self-love, Wu Wei invites us to let go of the constant striving for perfection. It encourages us to accept ourselves as we are, in this very moment, without judgment or self-criticism. It's about embracing our imperfections, our limitations, and our unique rhythm of growth. Another fundamental principle in Taoism is Di, often translated as virtue or the way. Di represents the inherent power and integrity of the universe, the natural order that guides all things. Aligning with Di means living in harmony with this natural order, recognizing our interconnectedness with all of creation. It's about understanding that we are not separate from the universe, but rather an integral part of its grand tapestry. When we live in accordance with Di, we cultivate a deep sense of belonging and acceptance. We recognize that our existence is inherently meaningful, that we have a unique role to play in the unfolding of the cosmos. This realization can be profoundly liberating, freeing us from the need to seek external validation or approval. Now, let's delve into a captivating story from Taoist philosophy that beautifully illustrates the importance of questioning our perceptions and embracing uncertainty. This is the story of Zhuangzi's butterfly dream. Zhuangzi, a prominent Taoist philosopher, dreamt one night that he was a butterfly, fluttering freely and joyfully through the air. He felt so real, so alive in this dream, but when he awoke, he was Zhuangzi again. This led him to a profound question. Was he a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or was he a butterfly now dreaming he was a man? The answer, according to Taoism, is that both realities are equally valid. This story invites us to question our assumptions about reality and identity. It reminds us that our perceptions are constantly shifting, that the world is full of mystery and wonder. In the context of self-love, Zhuangzi's dream encourages us to let go of rigid self-definitions. It reminds us that we are constantly evolving, changing, and growing. By embracing uncertainty, by allowing ourselves to be surprised by life, we open ourselves to new possibilities for self-discovery and self-acceptance. We learn to trust the unfolding of our own unique journey, even when it takes us in unexpected directions. These Taoist principles, Wu Wei Di, and the wisdom embedded in Zhuangzi's dream, offer us profound insights into the nature of self-love. They guide us towards a deeper acceptance of ourselves, flaws and all, and encourage us to live in harmony with the natural flow of life. 3. Practical tips for cultivating unconditional love. We've explored the philosophical foundations of unconditional self-love through the lens of Taoism. Now let's translate these principles into practical actions, into tangible steps we can take to cultivate a deeper sense of love and acceptance for ourselves. First and foremost, let's talk about self-compassion. Imagine a dear friend confiding in you about a mistake they made or a struggle they're facing. How would you respond? Would you criticize them harshly, judge them for their imperfections? Or would you offer them kindness, understanding, and support? Most likely you would choose the latter. Yet when it comes to ourselves, we often become our own harshest critics. We berate ourselves for our mistakes, dwell on our shortcomings, and amplify our perceived failures. Self-compassion invites us to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a loved one. It's about acknowledging our flaws and mistakes without judgment, recognizing that we are all works in progress, constantly learning and growing. When we stumble or fall, instead of condemning ourselves, we can offer ourselves words of comfort and encouragement. We can remind ourselves that we are human, that imperfection is a natural part of the human experience. Now, let's explore the practice of mindfulness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts, emotions, and external demands. Mindfulness offers us an anchor, a way to ground ourselves in the present moment. It's about paying attention to our thoughts and feelings without judgment, observing them with curiosity and openness. When we practice mindfulness, we create space between ourselves and our thoughts, allowing us to respond to them with greater awareness and choice. This increased awareness can be incredibly helpful in cultivating self-love. When we're mindful, we're more likely to notice the critical thoughts that arise, the judgments that undermine our self-worth. And with this awareness, we can choose to challenge those thoughts, to replace them with more compassionate and accepting ones. Mindfulness also helps us to appreciate the small joys in life, the simple pleasures that often go unnoticed. By savoring the beauty of a sunset, the taste of a delicious meal, or the warmth of a loving embrace, we cultivate a sense of gratitude and contentment, which nourishes our soul and strengthens our self-love. Finally, let's talk about the importance of letting go of expectations. We often place immense pressure on ourselves to live up to certain ideals, to achieve certain goals, or to fit into certain molds. These expectations can become a heavy burden, hindering our self-acceptance and preventing us from fully embracing who we are. Taoism encourages us to release these expectations, to surrender to the natural flow of life. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from achieving some external goal, but from living in alignment with our true nature. This means letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives, to have all the answers, to be perfect. It's about embracing the unknown, trusting the journey, and allowing ourselves to be surprised by life. Letting go of expectations also applies to our relationships with others. When we release our expectations of how others should behave or how our relationship should unfold, we create space for greater acceptance and understanding. We allow others to be themselves just as we allow ourselves to be. These practical tips, self-compassion, mindfulness, and letting go of expectations, offer us tangible ways to cultivate unconditional self-love in our daily lives. By incorporating these practices into our routines, we can gradually shift our perspective, quiet the inner critic, and embrace the fullness of our being. As we come to the close of our exploration, I invite you to reflect on the profound wisdom we've uncovered today. The journey to unconditional self-love is a lifelong practice, a continuous unfolding of acceptance and compassion. It's about embracing the totality of your being, flaws and all, and recognizing the inherent worthiness that resides within you. It's about quieting the inner critic, cultivating self-compassion, and living in harmony with the natural flow of life. If this exploration resonated with you, I encourage you to take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more content on self-discovery, philosophy, and personal growth. Share this video with anyone who might benefit from this message of self-love. And if you'd like to delve deeper into the wisdom of Taoism, you'll find a curated list of resources in the description below.